Hi, we're back. We've built Calamares for Carli. Okay, the configuration. Well, configurations are online. Well, first of all, I've opened Calamares itself, the website github.com Calamares. And the actual settings.conf is here. So this is the settings.conf, the main file, the steps, the logical, chronological steps it will take. It will show some modules. Welcome. What's a locale? What's your keyboard? How will you partition? Who are you? And a summary, and then it goes off running all the rest till it's finished. So that's that. All the modules are in the source. In modules, read everything that's in here because every single thing has a kind of readme. So the configuration file in here, some of them have actually a readme. So go for it, read it. And this video is about branding, right? So branding, this is about branding. This is the branding directory. Again, read it. We're not gonna read it together. And become smarter than me. That's always my goal. The teacher or the student should outpass the teacher. Become smarter, right? So you see PNGs and all that, QML, and this is what we're gonna play with. The style sheet, QSS, default branding assets and explanation, right? And the languages, okay. So this is basically our to-do now. Now you know the names. There's nothing that holds you back to type in GitHub Calamares branding. We see here Lyrius, who's going to brand his system. I don't know what Lyrius is. I'm just typing it in just like you guys, all right? But keep on scrolling down. We're on a GitHub here. Calamares branding, my Calamares branding. Somebody took the time to brand this thing. How is it branded? I don't know. Slide PNG, there will be a sign. Welcome to Red Arch, right? Maybe you'll find code in there that you say, that's how it's done, right? Font, whatever. So things are online. The Endeavor OS team, I think it's remember, it's a purple kind of look, right? It's gonna be here, the branding of Endeavor OS. How is it done? Nobody's gonna explain you, but you can read it. Style sheet. We're probably gonna use it anyway, so I'm gonna keep this one open, right? Colors are here. What color is that? Control C, Control V. That's the purplish color. Remember the color from Endeavor OS. And these are all, well, ways of telling this particular element and that particular element. I want to have font 14 pixels and color. All lights are out, black. Padding from the top, meaning there's some space in between from the top, 30 pixels. And we'll have a nice background image for the background sidebar left. I have already an idea where in Calamares it's gonna be there. So all these elements can make you smarter. So keep on Googling, keep on DuckDuckGoing, and keep typing Calamares, and then branding maybe, or also, since we're focusing on QSS branding. Okay, cool. So this is back there, GitHub, etc branding. So we're back on the original one, but here is Manjaro's look at things. This is how they brand their thing, right? So style sheet, QSS, nothing there. This means all empty. So show QML, maybe you want to investigate that, what technical code they put in there. But this is, I think, not a one that's used. So Calamares might be somewhere else in another branding somewhere on another GitHub or place, or well, go figure it out, go look for it. Let's see if we find something else. You can also, of course, start typing. There's parrot, for instance, KOS. You can keep on typing this, and then we have the, let's see where we are here. You are at Adrian de Groot, so that's not KOS. Packages KOS, Calamares Git, ArcoLinux, packages.org. Ubuntu, the Ubuntu way of making Calamares. Now we are actually in a deb file, but deb files can be opened. Deb files can be just downloaded. Let's see if that's possible. And opened. Alternative required download. Archive. Is this the way to download? Control C, Control V. Yep, that's done. Show in folder. Now we have this beautiful little alias. I think it's called X. And X can extract just about anything. Now we have extracted already a little bit. Now the data tar is the one that interests me. And now data is extracted, and we got user bin, there is Calamares, and include, there is lib Calamares, libraries, okay, and share. Calamares, branding, default. There you have the style sheet. And is there something in there? No, there's not. And that's how we find out the world, right? So go and have a look at what the world does. That's basically my message. Learn from others. I always tell you, nobody explained me anything, right? Go read. So that said, we're gonna keep this around from EndeavourOS, because Tom, is it? Has made, no, Joe has made so much effort in making EndeavourOS, the Calamares of EndeavourOS, unique, and maybe that's your goal as well. For me personally, I think it's for 10-15 minutes, Calamares is there, and then it's gone, and then it's your system. So it's return on investment kind of thing. I want it to be nice, but the one will not put it so much effort in it, because it's gonna be gone after 10 or 15 minutes. So it's well, for fragile equilibrium, or you say you want to have the time you spend in it, it needs to, yeah, how do you say in English? Well, it's just basically return on investment, simple as that. The thing I would like to do with our Calamares configuration is, of course, and I can do that, is go to ArcoLinux Calamares. Now I'm not gonna copy paste, that's not the point, but I'm gonna get some stuff from it. So download zip, and then what did we create until now? So Carli, Calamares configuration. We have an etc, we have a Calamares, we have modules, and we have netinstall software, netinstall tech 0, and packages and remove, and these guys. We're gonna add some more from Carli and get tech 0 out of there. So downloads, what can we delete? We can delete this, that, and then extract here. So this thing and that thing have the same structure. And if they have the same structure, you can do a melt. Yes. There he is again with his melt, right? It's important. Calamares, make sure they are like this, so I can actually go to it. I like to drop it in there, but of course you don't need to drop it, but I like to do it like this, and then compare. Same, I'm not interested in same. It's called here branding. It's called here ArcoLinux new. That's gonna be an issue, right? So Calamares, branding, default. Calamares, branding, ArcoLinux new. Just call it default. Okay, because now our F5, super F5, right? We have default modules. Everything is the same. Now we can compare. So the left one is Carli. The right one is our ArcoLinux, right? So let's see what we have fun with, what we can do. This one, the blue one, is at the 2 places. The rest is not there. Green is here, but it's not there. And here again, the 2 places. So here we say username live user, and all that is just gibberish. So for education purposes, we leave in the text, so you know what's going on, but it doesn't need it. Calamares does not need the blah blah. The blah blah is for the human being. This is not necessary. So we left it out in ArcoLinux. The packages is all the kind of things you want to remove, and try remove is your best goal, because remove and it fails, Calamares fails, and you get an error and done. Try remove will go on and say, okay, this one, for example, was needed for an application, was a dependency, and whatever. I'm gonna keep it on because it needs it. And it keeps on trying to eliminate or delete things. So again, text, and down here we have our own idea of things to remove. So that's okay. Now the text0 and netinstall software, I want to remove those. I want to pop in the things to install things. So the netinstall applications, I would like to put them in. But let's start at the top. We don't need all of this. So you see these things, as you see, it's not inside our Carli. There is no need for it to be. Otherwise it would have been having a green line there. So this thing is just text and the rest is the same. Okay, check. Locale, not needed. Netinstall. Let's not go overboard, but let's get a few in, like the applications. Let's have a look. What is that? That's accessories and git find, okay, Tor browser, Linux, VirtualBox, all kind of things. So these guys go in. Copy to the left. This is our MetaFun. Since it's about Carli and not about ArcoLinux, I'm gonna leave that out. Same here. Communication maybe. Desktop, leave that out. Development, leave that out. Drivers, leave that out. File managers maybe. Fonts, unimportant. Gaming, unimportant. Graphics maybe. Copy to the left. Internet maybe. Copy to the left. Kernel, no technical things, we'll leave it out. Login, no. Multimedia, sure, why not? Office, everybody needs an office, okay. In, terminals, always fun. In, theming, always fun. In, USB, wow. Allez, it's in. Utilities, it's in. And then we have packages. Packages is that. Okay, partition, remove user, we'll see it later. Shell process, so we have our own process here, and we have our own process there. just the name is different. Carli after, Carli before, and here it's just before and final. This is now the most important thing I should change. This is the basics, right? This is the one that's gonna tell what I should do. So in here is all the netinstall instances. What's an instance? It's a single application. How should I put it? We have modules and there are netinstall modules. And an instance is then a separate instance, a separate process of that module. And it has a name, an identifier, it tells which module to use, and it shows where the kernel, where the configuration of that particular module is, the conf. So I've added a few things. I should add it here as well. So tech 0 is out, that's for sure. So this guy, all of that is surely out. I'm not deleting this thing. Why I'm not deleting this? Delete, delete, delete. I can't seem to delete lines. Let's open that again. Okay, I can add things. Now I can delete things. Let's see. This guy. Delete. Backspace works. And then ID netinstall software, that can go as well. Like so. Now what did I copy? A lot, I don't know which ones again. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna start from here. Control C. I'm gonna take all the instances from there. Now the kernel is something I didn't want to include. It is strange why it's not. I'm gonna stop this thing. Super F5. I'm gonna ask it to open it again. And then this thing. Let's see if I can delete it now. With 3 lines in one go. Delete. Okay. Strange. Drivers is gone. Don't want drivers. Control Z. I need to leave in the word instances, otherwise it won't work. Services, you're out. Login, never done that. Desktop, never done that. I don't think we've done ArcoLinux either. Don't think we have this in. Communication, yes. Development, no. Office, yes. Fonts, yes, I think. Multimedia. Internet, theming, graphics, gaming. I don't think we've done gaming. Terminals, yes. File managers, utilities, yes, yes. Applications, yeah, we kept it in. And ArcoLinux dev, that's out. Okay, let's have a look. So now it shows what elements we've deleted. All right. Now these netinstall things are here. And here are our netinstall things. Now the kernel was out. The drivers and the services were out. Login and desktop and also ArcoLinux, I think, are out. Communication, development, not sure anymore about that one. Office, fonts, multimedia, internet, theming, graphics, gaming. Utilities, applications, surely not that one. Let's see. Let's clean up this one as well. Save. All right, let's have a look. So this is still not theming. This is, well, our first work. Technicality, is this done? Let's have a look. So I go for netinstall applications. That's here, that's here. We could do it like this, that we say the applications come first. So this is the order of things, chronology, welcome, and then the applications, then the communication, then the file managers, just to be sure that we didn't forget anything. Right, file managers, communication, file managers, graphics, that's here. This is just alphabetically, right? But it's up to you to decide how you do it. Development is out. Then there's internet. And then internet, multimedia. Multimedia is here. Office comes next. Fonts. We decided not to install the fonts. That means up there is something about fonts. There is. You're out. I'll do that later. To check the list there. So again, application, communication, file manager, graphics, internet, multimedia, office, terminals. Terminals, theming, check. USB, utilities USB. Here it says USB.conf. Here it says utilities USB. I'll have to check that. And then utilities, yes. And then come with the language, the locale. So netinstall applications. Let's make this a little bit bigger. This is good enough for me to read. And this will be better for me to check. So applications is here. There's no need to do it chronologically. It's just a human thing to follow and never make a mistake. So communication is secondly. File managers are here. Graphics. Internet and multimedia. Internet. And multimedia. Voilà. Then office, all right, terminals, theming. Terminals, this one. Theming. And now we had this thing here, right? Utilities, USB. Netinstall usb.conf, check. Utilities USB is the ID, and it says here utilities USB, so this is the ID behind it. Utilities and utilities ISB, and netinstall utilities.conf looks good. Save. Now back from the end to the top. So utilities is last, then net utilities USB, netinstall usb.conf, USB, yeah. Theming, terminals, office, multimedia, internet, graphics, file managers, communication, and application. Looks like we're not making any mistakes. So application, communication, file manager, graphics, internet, multimedia, office, terminals, theming, USB, yeah, and USB utilities and all the rest. Let's clean up maybe in this video as well some of the things that you're never gonna need. Dummies here. This you may need Plymouth if you want it, but we're not gonna use it. And this we're not gonna use it either. And this, well, it's cleaned up. So there's an we split it here in two ways in ArcoLinux, a root file system and the kernel itself, and here it's just one line. And here we have something beforehand here as well. It's just in another spot where it's put, right? So chronologically it comes from top to bottom. So it's just before here, and here it's before the other one. There's only one advice: never change a winning team. If it works like that, it works like that. Keep it like that. Right? That's the simple rule. What works, keep it. And then an after process. And all the rest are gonna be similar. This seems to be something that's maybe new. Things that change. Making a distribution or a configuration, okay, that's cool. But maintaining it is also important. So this code, this new line of code, hide, back and next during exec, false, is coming probably from something new. So Calamares is updating always, and in my documents, I like always to keep a git clone. So you go to here, Calamares, code, click, stop, right mouse click, open terminal, git clone. I've always an original Calamares on my system somewhere. So in a year's time, lots and lots of things have changed. And I keep on going in here, Ctrl-Shift-1, right mouse click, open, and from time to time I do a git pull. And I look at the new code that's coming in. So the source, the modules will change. And a finished, finished. You read all that, that's what's in here, but surely you're gonna read this one and maybe this one. And down there is gonna be probably some kind of code, all kind of possibilities, things you can do. Some things are deprecated, means depreciated, so not used anymore, basically. We were looking at this. It is in the settings.conf that I needed to look, and not in the finished, so that's what I wanted to check out. So it's not here I need to be. I need to be here in the settings.conf and check out if there are some new elements that have been developed. If this is set to true, the next and back button will be hidden, etc, etc. So what I do is I read, right? And if there's something new, that's great, then I'll use it. Now, maybe it's better to do a plus file comparison. Let's move it to the other screen, that's easier for me. So I have put in the settings from the original Calamares. Now I go to Carli, to my Carli Calamares configuration, etc Calamares, my settings. I'm gonna put that in here. I'm gonna compare. That's what you need to do with every single file you got in there. You got to compare. Left is the original one. So if you don't want to see any of these codes, just put it there and read what's changed. Therefore, there's the typo. So don't worry, it's a typo. and some text, read the text. Put it where it's supposed to be. And these are examples for instances, but hey, we have our own instances, we're not going to override those. And we have our own netinstall. Calamares doesn't have them. We're going to use encryption, so these two are now hashtagged out. These are stuff from us, and then again it's up to them. And here it says if this is set to true, the next and back button will be hidden once you start the installation. Default is false, but Calamares will complain is not explicitly set. Okay, false it is for me. False is good. I want to be able to go back next and back. Voila, our setting is now up to date. And like I said, any of these files, all the files we've used, should be changed. Now I should save this thing. Let's have a look. What am I trying to save? The settings.conf. Yeah, okay, save. Control S. Why are you asking me this question? Settings.conf. Ah, that's from there. And this is from don't save. Settings.conf. This is our work. So I guess my line is not in there. I feel I'm gonna make a mistake here. Take one step back. Okay, this is the left button. Hide backend, that's that thing. Okay, I close you without saving. Whew. Let's have a look. So this is what we've created. And yes, we have hide backend. Okay, cool. Whew. Next thing, welcome. There's nothing I've added to the welcome. There's nothing there. The unpack file system, we've split it in two. So here are just two lines, two things in one file. So if you would like to have a Linux LTS, it's gonna be here, right? It's gonna be called VM Linux, but it's gonna be called Linux LTS. On your system, in the boot, there is a VM Linux. But if I say sudo pack -s Linux LTS or Zen or anything like it, it will create in the end a file with -LTS, -Zen, -hardened. And that's what you need as well to put in here. But that's explained in Carli and explained also in ALCI. Let's have a look at remove user. That's just the text. I'm not gonna, it's already, what we've done now is already very invasive, right? I always say one step at a time, small steps. You don't build one ISO in one go. You do it gradually, step by step. So the style sheet, that's where we're going for. That's what we're gonna create. Use gamma rays my text. So let's include it. Voila. This is for later. We're gonna play with the QSS. I'm feeling that's gonna be another video since we are already 34 minutes ahead. So view, refresh. Again, Carli to the left, ours to the right. Ours is ArcoLinux. We have all kind of images that we want to show later on, Calamares images. And we have on default SVG, the languages, that's all about branding. So that's the next video, branding. Modules, technicality. What model do you want? That was Linux with all kinds of net installs now, which we don't see anymore. So the ones we don't see, we don't want. Login, kernel, gaming, fonts, drivers, development, desktops, dev, and ArcoLinux. What was this again? Yeah, that's our ArcoLinux stuff. Has nothing to do with Carli. So there you go. Packages that we want to remove. Didn't change anything here. Partition.conf, haven't changed anything here as well. Remove user. That's live user. Shell process and so on. Unicode, umount. Unpack everything, users, web view, and welcome.conf, and the settings. So lots of instances. This is gonna be tricky. Did we do it right? Did we do it right, basically? And yeah, hopefully we did, but I'm human, I'm fallible. So there we go. We have now an Carli. We have a Carli, where are you? Carli Calamares config. And when we put everything online, well, if you always can do a git ahead first and see what you've changed. Did I make typos, right? Did I make typos? You can check it every single step of the way. And this, of course, is a lot of work. A lot of things that are in here, new things. These will all be posted online. It's gonna be wrong. I see now. Arco Calamares config XL. Next. Okay. What do we have as added value during the development of Calamares? We have sometimes what ifs. And I asked Adrian, is it possible to have a groups URL, to have a check that if we have if we put a new file online, a new YAML online with a new USB application, then it's gonna be on the ISO. The Calamares is gonna check on the internet, is there something new on the internet? So this URL, Calamares is gonna check it, gonna get it, and gonna provide us with a extra 100, 200, 300 applications, and it's gonna fetch from that URL. But of course, we are not ArcoLinux, we are Carli. So I need to change this somehow. Okay. How should I change it? Well, let's have a look. We're going to go to GitHub, ArcoLinux ISO. How to create an ISO. That's Carli. How to create an ISO. Here's the Carli Calamares configuration. We're going to push to it. We'll have modules and we'll have netinstall YAMLs, right? So this raw thing is your URL, raw GitHub user content and so on and so on. ArcoLinux ISO. Control C. And then we go back in. So let's do it like this. The configuration of each of them should be correct. Let's just type it like this and compare. So instead of ArcoLinux, it should be ArcoLinux ISO. Instead of Arco Calamares config XL next, it should be Carli Calamares config master. Okay. And then master etc Calamares modules, etc. and not without etc. So basically, that's the one. This needs to go. Save. Go get me the Calamares configuration for netinstall software YAML. Control C. Save. That's done. Office applications is done. Communication. is not done. Netinstall communication. That's the only thing that's gonna differ, right? Right. Never believe yourself. Yeah, it's not gonna be there yet, right? But it's gonna be this raw, and it's gonna be the same line, but the last bit is different. So yes, it's gonna be indeed this thing, and we keep on working like that. Config. Can do it like this maybe. I'll have to type it anyway. Just be sure if it's file manager or file managers, things like that, if it's correct, and with hyphen or not a hyphen. I think it's without hyphen. Let's have a look. Yeah, without hyphen. Netinstall graphics. Graphics, no typos allowed. It's too bad, because we make so many. What did I do? All right, nice. Yup, I lost it somehow. Control C. Control V. Carli, Calamares, configuration, master, internet. Save. We're gonna check that later again. There's an easy way to check it. Know thy tools. Control Z. What am I doing? Control V. Carli, Calamares. Okay. Multimedia. Save. I had hoped I hadn't copied so many things over. Whatever. It's work. Again, I lost my copy. How do I do this? Control C. Control V. Better. Terminals. Save. Really? Press Control C instead of Control V. So used to Control C, Control V. Allez, go away. Control V. Theming has to be USB. Utilities. 44 minutes. So, how do we check if we made mistakes? Well, PT ArcoLinux. ArcoLinux ISO Carli. All Carlis. So I don't think we've made mistakes anymore. It would come out otherwise. So PT is the Platinum Searcher. Right, install that one, the Platinum Searcher bin. And the other one is RG ArcoLinux. And we see the same thing, hopefully. And the other option is Catfish. So run Catfish as a try. If it's installed, so this is XS. Sudo pacman -s Catfish. And if all three of them say it's not there, trust it, it's not there. So Catfish, file search, ArcoLinux ISO. You can search for folders and files, that's great, but show hidden files is even better, and search file contents is even better. So these options are super, and then you get everything on your system. All right, I think it's time to put an end to this video. Push it online. That's one thing. Let us build together a package, and then the next video is run it. So I'm gonna put this online first. Don't forget that, because if you don't push it online, you don't make the package with the changes. So I first put the patches, the changes online. So new config netinstall, voila, up, and there it goes. That's online. What's online? That's online. Git ahead, use it. And then we go for the package builds, Carli package builds, Carli Calamares config package build. Whoa, a long time ago, so 701. Don't use 1, because Pacman thinks that 1 is bigger, well, that 9, at some point you're at 9, and then you're gonna go for 10, and Pacman thinks that 9 is bigger than 10. It will delete 9, sorry, it will delete 10, and it will keep 9. And you say, huh? I did all these changes, nothing happened. He deleted the new thing and kept the old thing. So use two numbers, 0, 1. Then he gets it later on. Save. I'm gonna make the package. Package made. If you want to have a look, source, Calamares, etc, Calamares, branding, modules, settings. That's what we've put online. It's gonna go in package, Carli, etc, Calamares, branding, and modules and settings. So we should get the exact same thing. Otherwise, we've done a bad package build. Simple as that. So X it is. I'm gonna take this with me to the Carli repo in here, Ctrl V, and push it online. And then we're gonna build. All right, see you next video, and let's try it out.